Hey there, it is finally time to look at the last two figures in the CONGO the movie line by Kenner from 1995, which are the two deluxe figures, Deluxe Monroe, Deluxe Bonecrusher, which is an enormous ape figure, and both of these guys come with lesser apes. And as you can see on the back of the card, it's very similar to the main figures in the line, but they've added this little red inset that has the Deluxe Monroe and Deluxe Bonecrusher figures. The addition of this next to the original makes me think that they must have added this later in the line. It seems like kind of a 1.5 release or something like that. I don't know if they thought like finally adding somebody with a spring-loaded launcher and an ape with an action feature would somehow generate a lot of interest in the CONGO toy. But here's Monroe in his package. He's almost completely different from the other Monroe. We finally get some spring-loaded missile launchers. The smaller gorilla it comes with is called a Zinj attack monkey. There were no attack monkeys in the movie. It was all gorillas, which I've been saying wrong anyway. But yeah, this guy looks more like a baboon with a tail, which is kind of strange. So here's Deluxe Monroe himself out of the package. You can see he's still extremely ripped. His pants are also extremely ripped for some reason. It looks like they've added some kind of battle scarring to his arm here. Yeah, his paint work seems to actually be a little bit better than the regular Monroe, because his boots are kind of a matte black instead of gloss. Compare him to regular Monroe, and I guess Deluxe Monroe must be in the jungle for a little bit longer because he's lost some body mass there. It looks like they used pretty much the same face. They just added a hat to him, which he doesn't wear in the movie, nor does he go shirtless in a mustard-colored vest either, but he does have a large square peg hole in the back, which is different from the other figures in the line that have the round hole that would accept the power diamond. This is for his spring-loaded backpack. You can see the backpack here is very large and odd. Has some kind of tank in the middle, I guess. Maybe that's a gas tank for the rocket launcher. And here's the enormous rocket launcher itself, which has a clip on a swivel here. And that clips onto the backpack, which clips onto Monroe. That's really silly. And the only thing you can do really with the hinge is make it go straight up, which I can't even get in frame because it's so tall. There we go, almost. But it's kind of a nice feature. You can put his, I'm sure Kenner says they're like tranquilizer rockets or something, but we all know what they really are. But they have a little holder that can go on the back, so he can bring his massive ordnance with him. And when your rocket launcher lets you down, you have a machine gun with a scope. Oh, the machine gun has a diamond port on it. That's good. But all geared up, he's pretty formidable. I mean, he's much more well equipped than he was in the movie. And here's the little ape friend he was also included with. That's has such a questionable pose. The yellow dusting they gave on him too makes him look like he's just kind of been rolling around in dirt. Really not as good as the other apes. And he's got this kind of extended base plate around his feet like you see on like Green Army men, so he can stand up. Yeah, the pose is just bizarre. It's I don't know, he needs a microphone in this hand, it looks like. And lastly is Deluxe Bonecrusher with arm pounding and attack jaw actions. And he also has eyes and teeth that glow in the dark like the other apes in the line do. He also comes with clubs, like actual fashioned weapons, which is so he's a bit more advanced than our other guys. Here's Bonecrusher out of the package, and he's kind of a two-tone gray, probably going for the whole silverback idea. He stands like a friggin' champ, man. You can just put this guy down any which way you want, and he just is not going over, which is kind of nice, given some of the other apes didn't stand so well. He's made out of all rigid plastic, although he's hollow in the middle, but he has more heft to him than the other apes do. There is a pretty harsh color separation between his chiseled abs and his furry crotch, you can kind of see there. Just probably because these were painted separately and then assembled would be my guess. some odd kind of shining on his jaw here, like it's almost like the paint wasn't applied, maybe? This must be what it is. But he has a very large, prominent button in the middle of his back that just begs to be pushed, so let's see what this does. Wow. It kind of reminds me of some of those Fright Feature Ghostbusters that they made, because they made his, oh, you can make him wiggle his eyebrows if you only push it a little. The way they make his kind of brow raise up. That's pretty cool. It looks kind of silly, but it's a nice little touch. There, you can really make it wiggle. But he kind of beats his fists together while he roars in anger. It does kind of... What's he do if he put his arms up? Oh, that's great. Yeah, this guy is great. He just... It's all about the apes in this line, I'm telling you. They're the ones to get. So we're not even done yet with him. He's got this massive club with like a tribal headpiece on it. It's hollow in the back. But they're made out of really rubbery plastic, so he can really slam things with these. Oh, and it's a giant bone on the bottom, of course. And he has this kind of smaller club. Looks like it's made out of meat with just nails stuck in it, and it's also made out of a big femur or something. But he can hold both of them at the same time and just, well, that one not so great, but still having one club and just freaking out is pretty great. He also comes with an attack monkey as its label. This one's pose makes a whole lot more sense. The paint job and sculpt I think is overall better too. This guy's also got a long slash down that take out one of his eyes. Blame Monroe for that. But it's the same kind of top-down gradient paint job. I also have a prototype of this particular guy, and if you look at the foot, that additional plate, the kind of army men plate I was talking about on the other one, is not present on the prototype, so that must have been added later. Otherwise it's pretty much identical. The final product is actually made out of a slightly stiffer plastic than this test shot is. Still cool to see. Well, there you have it, Deluxe Monroe and Deluxe Bonecrusher. Again, pretty underwhelming human figure, and a pretty great gorilla figure. Well, that wraps it up for all the Kenner figures and vehicles for the CONGO line from 1995. Definitely most impressed with the gorillas. The little micro gorillas are a neat addition. I'm surprised there isn't more of them. The deluxe distinction just seems to be like slightly more accessories and the two extra apes. But thanks for sticking around for CONGO. There's lots more to come. Haven't quite decided which one to look at next, but I've got a lot to choose from, so we'll get started on another series very soon. As always, thank you very much for watching.